All right, my friends, this is Donnie.
And Sandra.
And we are coming to you from Hidden Haven. Hidden Haven RV Park.
In Smithfield, North Carolina.
Smithfield, North Carolina.
Which is in
Johnston County, North Carolina. And this is going to be a sit-down moment.
This is going to be our last sit-down moment of 2024.
Last sit-down moment, that's right, of 2024. And I believe we're going to kind of reflect on trips.
Yep.
Reflect on some of our best trips. We're not going to say the worst trips. I don't think we really had any worst trips of this year. We have any bad ones we can remember?
No, the only bad day necessarily that we had was that one day we got completely rained out when we were in at Grumpy Bear. Where's that at?
That's up. I can't remember the actual county. It's over. It was the last. We did 5 counties on that trip.
But that trip itself was probably my favorite trip.
Yeah.
Everything went smoothly. We just had that one day where it just like completely rained out all day long.
It wasn't Grumpy Bear's fault.
No.
We
were at Grumpy Bear. That's how I
we was
remember
just at Grumpy Bear when it happened.
So we didn't really. Which I mean, sometimes you need days like that to just kind of rest and recuperate.
And we've had those before where you plan a trip, and most campgrounds, as long as you cancel within usually it's 7 to 14 days out. Usually it's more like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But as long as you give them a 2-week notice, you'll get most of your money refunded. But sometimes they'll keep sometimes either a deposit or there'll be a certain fee that you'll have to pay, but you'll get most of your money back. Some places will give you a rain check.
Yeah, they'll let you move it to another date or
Let you
something.
move it to another date. And so, but wow, those clouds are just beautiful.
Yeah.
They're just floating right across.
I also enjoyed Jordan Lake State Park was nice.
Jordan Lake State Park was good.
And Hyco Lake was also very nice.
Yeah.
I love anywhere we're staying when we're at the water. So.
Yeah. That was really nice. Jordan Lake was nice. That was where the eagles. Lots of eagles out there. And so now all these places that we're talking about, guys, you can go on our channel, our YouTube channel, and go to campgrounds. Go to campgrounds and you will see these places. We've done a review on every one of them. And you'll see boondock locations. There's a playlist for boondock locations. But everywhere, I don't care if it's a boondock or we just parking in a parking lot on Harvest Host. Anything like that, we have them all on our YouTube channel, so you guys can go back and see those areas.
Speaking of my favorite Harvest Host, Lou Mill this year was probably my favorite Harvest
Lou Mill
Host
was nice.
I think we've ever been at, maybe.
Let's see.
I really liked staying there.
Lou Mill was the vineyard.
Yes.
That was really, that was a really nice place.
Now in 2025, we're staying at another vineyard. We're staying at Cypress Bend. Isn't that it?
Cypress Vineyards, I think.
Okay, it's on the way down to the beach.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's
But my favorite spot so far that we've been to this year was the Enchanted Forest.
Enchanted Forest, yeah, this year, yeah, and in general, I guess, ever.
I think ever.
And it's not that.
It's not that the campground is that great. It's just the place itself is just like magical.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. They really strive to make you happy, and most of the campgrounds we've been to do that.
Yeah.
Most of them.
We've not had a bad
I don't think I've had one that said, sorry, y'all, if you don't like it, leave.
Yeah.
Except for the work camp.
Yeah.
The work camp we tried to do.
That was not this year.
That was the beginning of 2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not the beginning. That was.
It was toward the spring of 2023. They're the only ones that said, well, why don't you just leave?
Yeah.
But other than that, we've never had a campground in general where we rented actually a spot that said that.
And we try to do our homework and try to stay somewhere that looks as nice as possible, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to
I
do
tell
our
you what,
homework.
though, I will say this: every year as we progress through this 100 counties in North Carolina, we learn of things that helps the next travel year go even better.
Yes.
And so, and
there's things that we do now that we didn't do to begin with either, that I think, yeah, you learn. You
learn as you go. You learn as you go. And so, but yeah, we've learned a bunch.
Yes.
And so,
we've had some experiences that have kept us away from areas that we used to love, like Cracker Barrels. We don't. That's like a last resort thing now. To where before that was one of our first places we would pick.
We would usually go to Cracker Barrels to see if we could get a place for free.
Yeah.
And, except for the food, we had to buy a meal. But other than that, that was the places we usually went to first until we had a couple.
Yeah.
One incident in particular.
Yeah. It's just Cracker Barrel in general is not the most quiet nights. You're not going to have the most quiet night's sleep because they're usually by the interstates and it's usually pretty loud.
Well, it's a public parking lot. And people just, it don't matter if it's shut down or not, people are going to come on the property. And that's what we did. That's what happened. We had a bunch of teenagers show up. And we thought it was going to be a big brawl. And they were right beside the camper. And so we decided to, we didn't leave the parking lot. We just moved to the other end of the parking lot, and so in about another hour or two they were gone. But anyway, this county
that was before we found Harvest Host and Boondockers.
Yeah, it was before all that. Yeah, it was before all. I didn't even know anything about Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome at the golf courses, and so now this county here is County 61.
Yep.
County 61. We've done 61 counties out of the 100 counties in North Carolina. And so
we're hoping to have, by like the end of this travel season, how many should we have?
Well, I'll tell you this. That's one of the things that we've decided to do. Normally, we just camp in the winter. Mm-hmm. This coming year, 2025, we've decided to take some trips in the summer. Yeah. So we may be... I can't say. Usually our travel season is like mid-October until the end of April, mid-May, somewhere in that area.
Depends on when it starts getting warm.
Usually there, but I think this year we're actually gonna go into a longer time period. Now I will say this:
we won't do a lot of camping in the summertime.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I don't want to say I'm retired because I'm not. I don't think I'll ever will be retired. I don't think I can ever technically retire. It's but I'm semi-retired, which means I did retire from the sheriff's office early. And what we do now is we work on the weekends. We work every Saturday and Sunday, and we're off Monday through Friday. And so Sandra does help out at the thrift store, the local thrift store, with what do you do?
I evaluate jewelry.
You evaluate jewelry, but it's something else. Isn't it called something else?
Appraise it?
Appraise it.
Yeah.
You appraise jewelry to get ready for sales. And so, but that's here and there. Yeah. We travel Monday through Friday when we do travel. And so we don't see a lot of, usually when we travel like that, we don't see near the crowds that one would see on the weekends. And so some of the challenges of trying to get a spot on the weekends, we don't ever really have those challenges because people work Monday through Friday. And so but this is the lifestyle we have. And it's once we get through with our 100 counties, the areas that we've found the most unique or our favorites, those will be future road trips that we'll take. We'll leave one area and then you make it a 2-weeker or something like that, or we'll just say, hey, we'll just make a certain area an annual visit. And so like we do, like with Carolina Beach, that's one area. Mount Airy will be a place that we visit several times a year. Tanglewood Park is another one.
Lake
Norman is another one that we see regularly. And so, but these new areas that we're going into now from here presently on is going to be in the coastal area of North Carolina. And so, and I am really liking the flat land. There's no mountains.
Yep.
It's all flat land.
Leveling was real easy.
Leveling. Oh my gosh. At this campground, as soon as the pads touched the ground, I don't think it adjusted at all.
Yeah.
And so it's
The only-
really been nice.
The only negative is the sand.
Yeah, you do get a lot of sandy area.
That's the only negative.
And so,
but other than that, I like the coast.
It is. It really is nice. Now this one here, they're still building on.
Uh-huh.
They're adding this. I don't think this campground's been around a long time, but we'll be looking for the review guys on this campground. But they got an ATM machine sitting right here, and but it's what we're doing is we're actually out filming around the campground, and this sucker is big.
Yeah, it's huge.
And so, but we got to sitting down in these chairs here, and I was like, you know what? And she said, you want to do a sit down moment? And so we decided to do a sit down moment. And you know what? We're not in our Lippert chair.
No, we're not. We're in rocking chairs.
Our Lippert chair is going to be jealous. It's going to be jealous.
But we're taking it with us tonight. We're going to the Mount Olive pickle drop in Mount Olive. And so we get to get a free pickle, watch them drop a lighted pickle into a barrel, and have some fireworks.
They're giving out free pickles?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And it's all over with by 7:30, and we get to come back home and be asleep by midnight. So that's my kind of New Year's.
Now, why do they do that so early?
For kids and older people like us.
Oh. Well, is that the reason why they're doing it so early?
Yeah, it's midnight somewhere. It's 2025 somewhere. So, yeah.
Huh.
That's why they do it.
That's why they do it so early.
It starts at 5 o'clock this afternoon. They'll have food trucks and live music, and at 7 o'clock, they drop the pickle.
And Mount Olive is where the Mount Olive Pickle
Factory
factory is. And so, yeah. Now, that is in...
that's in Wayne County.
Wayne County.
Yes.
Wayne County. That is not in Johnston County.
It's the next one over.
Yeah. Now, we were in Wayne County. We stayed at Cliffs of the Noose.
Yes.
Cliffs of the Noose State Park. Awesome campground.
That was a great trip.
That was really nice.
We didn't go anywhere all week long. We just hung around there, and we were literally the only
We were the only ones.
On the campground. There was somebody way back in one of the... It was a campground.
Well, there was some RVers, but there was a certain time of the trip.
We were the only ones there.
They had left, and we were the only RVers there.
There was one tent
and then
guy.
there was another tent campsite on the other end of the campground.
But we were basically the only ones there.
But I think that guy, I'm not sure, but it looked like that he might have been a long-termer, maybe working in the area, and he was living in a tent on the campground.
Wow.
And because he was set up, it looked like he was set up for long-term. And but
now this campground here has a lot of looks like long-term.
they do.
A lot of travelers. Our daughter is a scrub tech, and a lot of traveling scrub tech and nurses and stuff. They live in RVs like this and stay in different campgrounds, and that's how they travel.
Well, we met a guy last night who said he lived here.
Yeah, he lives here.
And so he asked us if we were long term, and we said no, we're just here for 2 nights, and then we're going to another county, and so.
But they have a lot of spots, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anywho.
All right, we're going.
It's well, I think we're going to
chill out the rest of the day until it's time to go to Mount Olive, and.
Yeah, we're just going to sit here.
Last day of our 2024.
Enjoy this, and we haven't had breakfast yet. I had my morning coffee, and so, but this is real nice.
Yes.
It's a real nice campground.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a festival, like we're doing.
Or you're just passing through going somewhere else, and you just so happen to come through here. Yes, this is a good...
I tell you, this is really nice. It really is. But at any rate, Happy New Year, my friends. This is the last sit-down moment.
And may 2025 bring you many blessings.
Yeah. The last sit-down moment of 2024. And we got
be looking forward to
less than 40 counties left.
Yep. Be looking forward to what 2025 brings.
You guys take care. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.